All right, what's up, everybody? This is Cody, aka DFS Project, coming to you live with Adrian Yanez from the UFC world. How's it going, my man?
And it's going great, man. I'm really happy, really excited. Got a lot of good things coming, so super pumped.
Right, right. So, talk to me about your very first fight, like in the MMA field. Like, what was it like?
Very first fight in the MMA field, man. It was like a nerve-wracking experience for me because it was one of those. It was just one of those worlds that I fought with friends. I fought with somebody who didn't like me. I fought my brothers and all that stuff. So but stepping into a cage, having weeks to prepare and then fighting this other person who's also had weeks to prepare, it was a little bit nerve wracking. It was it brought something different to the table instead of just being like going outside and be like, I want to fight you and then fight that guy. So it was really nerve wracking, like a lot of weird emotions. But luckily from my first like MMA fight to now, everything's gone well.
Right, right. So, how different is it from like jumping to LFA to UFC? Like, how different are the two brands, basically?
Man, it is it's leaps and bounds, man. Leaps and bounds. Like the UFC takes care of like their athletes oh so much. I know there's a lot of people go out there and like try to dismiss them, but like they go out there and make sure that they hook you up with the UFC nutritionist. They hook you up, like making sure that you're getting all your meals, that you're eating right. They make sure that like if you need something, they go out their way to go get it for you. So like they're like waiting on you hand and foot. Like this is by far the best I've been treated at at any promotion like that I've competed at. So man, to me, like it's leaps and bounds, man. So to me, I'm like super happy. Like soon as fight week comes, man, I'm just like, this is good. I don't have to worry about anything. They even give you a schedule. They're like, all right, cool. This is what you got going on today. I'm like, all right, this is perfect. So you're telling me I have all this time to chill and relax and do all this other stuff? Yeah. Don't gotta worry about selling tickets. Don't have to worry about a lot of things, man. So it made it easier.
Speaking of that, how does it feel like getting a fight off of Twitter, basically? Because I saw that now your fight. Yeah, how does that feel, man?
Man, it feels good, man. Like this all of it started pretty much off of Twitter in my last
Yeah,
fight, man. Everybody was like trying to get that fight for me for UFC 262, and
yeah,
I called out a couple people. Then somebody said something about Randy Costa, and I was like, hey, like I can do it, like I don't mind, like and someone tweeted at Randy saying, man, like you should fight that guy, like saying like you don't be scared, fight that
yeah,
guy. And Randy tweeted was like, hey, look, I like the guy, like
yeah,
tweeted something along the lines like I like the guy, but don't get it twisted. I'll still fight that guy. And
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
like, hey, dude, I like you too. Like you're a cool guy, but I'll still fight you too. So it's one of those cool things that like MMA Twitter kind of just looked around and was like, nah, I think that guy would be a good matchup for that guy, like stylistic wise. Like they go in there and they'll throw down, it'd be a hell of a fight. So to me, I look at it and I'm just like, hey man, look, if the fans want it, like to me, because Twitter like is the best social media to be able to engage with any of your fans, any like people that want to show support. And the Instagram, you can go out there and show support, but on Twitter it's so much easier to react. And so for us and like the hard like those I think MMA Twitter is a lot more hardcore fans at the end of the day too. So like whenever we're getting told like, hey, like y'all should fight each other, we look at them like they want it, they're gonna get it because they're hardcore fans and they know what was gonna be a banger of a fight. And it was really great that both of us, and honestly, this fight should have been on UFC 262.
Yeah.
Should have been like, but it honestly, like I saw a lot of people, like some people were being like, oh man, Randy's scared, no, Adrian's scared. It's like, no, it wasn't the lack of either of us being scared, because we actually had signed
Yeah.
a contract a couple weeks back for July 24th. So it was just like we were both uh punching, kicking, scratching to get on UFC 262. So it was just a matter of like no, like there was no just no space.
Yeah, I feel you. So, what is a typical training day like for you? Like, is it different now with COVID, or is it the same old training style?
Oh, whenever COVID initially hit, it changed everything. It changed everything like drastically because our gym had to shut down, and then my coach being the guy is like, well, like gyms are being shut down for like so many months. He didn't want to charge anybody out of like their money. Like it's just one of those times that people weren't even working at that time. So he just pretty much like kind of like, I'm not going to be this guy that's going to be taking out gym memberships like how all these other
Yeah,
companies were going out there. Man, like, dude, 24-hour fitness, man. Like I didn't like, I know personally for myself, uh, they kept charging me and
yeah,
like and I'm just like, bro, like, dude, we gyms are closed. None like
yeah.
I thought you would have like at least, but no. Yeah, like so there was a lot of slimy things going on, but like the gym ended up shutting down. We ended up we're training at the back of a t-shirt company. Like the screen printing and everything. So
Yeah.
we had a little bit of storage warehouse space and we were able to train. Like we laid some mats down and trained. Uh and then we ran into this gym called O Athletics, and one of the best gyms in the state of Texas, man. Like you got like NFL players in there on a day-to-day basis getting there, getting ready for their season. So like you just see nothing but high level like coaches and high level talent around you. So it just automatically just gonna breed success. And for us, like it's been great because I believe I got the best coach out there and having the best facility out there and being able to have like all the good factors that you're able to like, oh man, you'd be able to go out there and use turf. You got like the whole turf, you got the whole strength and conditioning side. Like you got it in one place. You don't have to go everywhere for it. So to me, it's been great, especially once we found that Gym O Athletics. It's been nothing but greatness.
So, what made you want to get into the MMA career? Like from day one, like how did this all start?
Man, it was weird because I always knew that I didn't want to be like a
Yeah,
I knew I was meant for something a little bit else. Like I wasn't like I hated sitting in class in school. Like that to me was sucked ass. Like I hated
yeah,
it. Like
same.
just
Yeah,
sitting down. Like, it was bothersome to me. Like my dad had even asked me like, hey, like your brother's going to college. Like, are do you want to go to college? Just like, and I'm just like, I told him straight off the bat, don't
heck
waste
no.
your time.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not going. I was like, I'd rather just do something like, hey, if it's manual labor, it's manual labor. I don't care. I'm not going to be the desk guy. And I ended up finding jujitsu and just told my dad, like, hey, I want to do this. Like, if there's any way to make money doing this, this is what I want to do. And if it was just a jujitsu instructor, that's what I was going to do. And then, like, I had my first MMA fight and I was like, no, I want to push this. I want to go. I want to see how far I can go. And pretty much like my mom, what she wasn't okay with it, but at the same time
Yeah.
she understood. She's like, look, if this is what you want to do, this is what you want to do. And my dad was like pushing me the whole entire time. So once I went had my first MMA fight, I went to my coach, my now coach, Saul Solis, and he pretty much was like, look, you have it. Like you have it. And I never understood what he meant by that, but until like
Like what
after,
it was.
yeah, like I don't know, I didn't know what it was, and now I'm starting to realize, like I've been realizing, like, oh, that I now know what you mean. Like I now know what you mean. So I was like, okay, cool. Like now it's just a matter of like me just following, pursuing, and like kicking, scratching, clawing my way to get there. So uh, that's pretty much how it all unfolded. There's a lot more bumps in the road and everything, but
Yeah.
that's the short summary.
So my last question for you is, what's one piece of advice you would give to somebody like trying to get into the MMA field?
Man, it's my biggest advice is trust the process. Trust the process because there's a lot of times where you can look at, okay, actually,
Yeah.
let me go out and expand it a little bit more. So trust the process. Make sure you have good people around you. And then also too, be like myself, I'm pretty transparent. And then also like, I'm not going around like kind of like, uh, screwing over people. I've always had kept good relationships with everybody who I have. You can go to LFA. You can go to Fury Fighting Championship and you can talk to another Luis Savarese or even the UFC right now. It's like anytime someone's come up to me and asked me to fight or anything, like I've always been upfront. Like I've never turned down a fight, and I've just constantly just trusted the process. And honestly, like for myself, I just have my coach. He built a program. I trusted his program. Uh, and then also having the good people around you is like a lot of times, man, the people that you have around you will bring you down more likely than not. You got to have people who are who are like minded and want to at least be successful in whatever endeavor they're going in. So that you need to have those type of people around you. You don't want these negative Nancy's going around to be like, nah, man, I don't think you should do that. Like, I don't think that's possible, man. You're crazy. Because if I would have done the same thing, I probably would be like in the plants doing what everybody else does. Like I'd be a welder, I'd be a plant operator. All those people make good money, but I wouldn't be happy like not doing what I wanted to do. So, you got to have the right people around you, and then also not screwing over people. Whenever a good opportunity presented itself, I was one of the first people they called. I like I had like there's like one time where LFA was going to call me for a short notice fight, and they knew I was already in the camp, but what they didn't know is I had like 2 days before they called me, I was injured. Like they called me and I was injured, and I was like, I can't take this title fight. Little did they know, what ended up happening was is that I think Casey Kenny got that shot against Benny, knocked the guy out, and went straight into the UFC. So like they had their thoughts. They had their thoughts about me because I never screwed them over, and they
Yeah.
they were like, okay, let's do it. Like that's pretty cool. And then also another time, like I showed up for a fight, and my fighter missed weight by like 7-8 pounds, and it was supposed to be the main event for an LFA fight. And like I went out there and I was like, dude, hey, like what's going on? I came up here, I showed up, I was professional, never screwed them over, and they're like, no, you did the right thing. We're trust us. We're gonna get you a fight. And lo and behold, they put me on the main event for the first UFC Fight Pass the LFA had on UFC Fight Pass. So I was able to headline the first UFC Fight Pass
Yeah.
fight. So to me, like they like as long as you treat people good around you, like and you're just completely transparent and you just trust the process, man, like it's gonna work out. Like don't sit back, don't be negative, man. If you truly believe you can do it, you will get there.
Perfect, man. Thank you so much for hopping on with me and talking to me about all this.
Oh man, no problem, man. Anytime, man, honestly.
Perfect, man. I'll hit you up on Twitter after this one, man. Thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you, man. I'll talk to you later.